Okay, go for it.
Welcome
Oh,
to
yeah.
Take It Down a Notch with Rob,
And Lynzee.
Lynzee. Wow,
I
just
changed it.
Lynzee.
Just
She's gone.
Lynzee.
She's
Sorry,
joined.
Hugo.
She's joined the ranks of Madonna and Cher. Just one name.
Yeah. One name. No, I
Well,
think
good.
that two names are way more iconic. Way
There you
more
go.
iconic. That doesn't feel like grammar. Anyway, okay, back to the regularly scheduled programming after somebody decided to go on vacation last week.
Yeah, down to the Dominican, the Caribbean. It was pretty
Okay, so
awesome.
you have to tell us all about it.
Dish, huh? It
Dish.
the
Spill.
the Caribbean is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. No no lack of love for Mexico. Mexico was way cool, loved it. But for me, the Dominican was the next level. Next level of
Really?
yeah. It the music and the soul of the Dominican was just incredible. Yeah, it was dancing everywhere. It was yeah, and the people were just like, you are my brother now. You are family. You know, it
That
was
is
just
totally how you roll too.
it is how I roll, and they're my people. They are my
Yeah,
people. There was
I'm sure.
the E staff there, which is entertainment staff. The E staff there was just top notch, and took a minute to get rolling, getting there, trying to figure out where I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to do and all that stuff. Because I was there to teach yoga. You probably all know. So trying to get a hold of the manager of the E staff and to tell me where, and she got me and finally got me about an hour before my class started. Got me in touch with somebody that's like, okay, you go there, you get your towels there, somebody will meet you here. It's all good. I'm like, okay, good. Don't do hard yoga. You got a half hour. I'm like, a half hour? A half hour's not long for yoga.
No, especially for
So
yoga. Because
the
like
warm up, a
five
quick warm
minutes
up
of that.
takes 5 to 7 minutes, and a lot
And
of times my warm
normally
up
you do a
2 minutes.
shavasana too, which
Yeah,
is
and
like a few minutes
Shavasana,
after.
a short Shavasana is 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like YouTube yoga. It was like boom, boom, boom. We're going.
Yeah.
Um, and so anyway, we got going, and the E staff brought people to me and was out on the end of this long pier. It was like 40 yards out into the ocean, and it was a covered pier and just beautiful, surrounded on all four sides with the ocean, and yeah, it was just incredible, and yeah, one of the guys there, he went by Champion. His name was Champion. So he he would come up. He would started out. He'd do the bro handshake, and pat on the back. By by Tuesday, it was full on bear hug. This guy's bigger than me. Just good shape, not like rotund, but just a big guy.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and a little fluffy, and just be like, I feel like holding like 10 towels, and he's like, my brother. Just like, I'm gone inside of this hug, and it just,
Wow.
oh yeah, it was just, yeah, everybody there was was just awesome, and of course, I kind of jump right in and become part of the group. So it, yeah, first day in after doing yoga, we had breakfast, and mom and I are sitting there. Grandma Grace we're sitting there, and they start up pool aerobics, and I'm like, "Did you want to do pool aerobics?" She's like, "Yeah, actually, I do." I'm like, "Okay, let's go." And so we jump in the pool, and there's like 20 women doing pool aerobics, and me. And I think at that point, Champion, I hadn't really met Champion. Champion was leading the pool aerobics, and he kind of looks at me because there's other guys. There's guys sitting at the pool bar. They're kind of doing pool aerobics, kind of yucking it
Yeah.
up a little bit. And, um, yeah, and so we do pool aerobics, and so he was like, "Okay, we got a live one there." And yeah, and then the next day we did something else in the pool, and then that turned into dance lessons on the deal.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so yeah, some classes I was up in front leading the dance classes. It was yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah. It was pretty funny.
That's pretty great.
pretty,
That
pretty
joyful
fun.
dancing come in handy.
Yeah,
Handy.
it was it was pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, the other male staff guy was a skinny guy, and his name was Scooby Doo. So Scooby Doo,
Nice.
I was El Jefe, I was the boss. So come on, you the boss, you the boss, you come with me. You the boss, you come
Oh
with
my
me.
gosh. That's funny.
And then I would mess up, and he would just come up to me and go, "Come on, don't you watch YouTube?"
Wow. That's pretty great. You
So
keep
it
you
was just
accountable
it was
there.
just it was just fun, They
That's
were
so fun.
both these guys and champions, kind of a bigger guy, and
Yeah.
on the one dance that they would teach you. You start out, you're supposed to put your leg out in front, and it's a sessy, and you put your arm down the leg and bring it up, and he would bring it up, and then he would bite his finger. Yeah, it would just crack everybody up.
That's hilarious. That's too much.
So it was just like that all the time, and just
Yeah.
the um the house cleaning staff, they'd be going into a room and they'd be like, you know, just dancing, and just everybody's just um, having a good time,
Great
even
mood,
though
great vibe.
the people that at the
Okay, wait, hold up.
yeah.
First off, good morning, Papa Paul. Also, agree with Papa Paul's comment of we need video dance lessons. Apparently, I think that's a fantastic idea. Yeah,
I do not have the chat up. Why do I not have the chat up?
it's in the corner.
Oh, there we go. I got it now. It's so small I can't read the chat, but
It's sometimes hard to.
but
Good morning, Nana Patty.
there we go. But yeah, it was pretty epic, and the people there, um I don't know how much they get paid. I'm sure they get paid next to nothing, but it's supposed to be better than what they're making working in the fields or whatever. But they're working. The staff would get there at 8 o'clock at night in the morning, and would not leave till after 10 o'clock at night,
Oh my
6 days a
goodness!
week. So
Wow,
champion
wow,
had a different deal. He would work 12 days in a row and get 3 days off in a
wow.
row. So um,
Well, it's good that it seems like a good environment then, because
yeah.
if you
So,
have
but
makes it a little easier.
it's
But
definitely
wow,
kind of
that's
like their
different.
second family, but they're
Yeah.
all working 12-plus hour days, and
Wow.
how they do that, and keep a smile on their face, and just
Yeah.
um, enjoy the people, and um, you're doing something, and they're like, "You're on vacation. Just relax. We got this. We got you." And
Wow.
so it um, a little hard to not, you know, stop and go, "Wow, I'm so blessed." Um,
Yeah.
and so and this place, when we went to Mexico, it was all people from Mexico and all people from the United States, and Canada,
Right.
North America. This place was um, probably the least spoken language was English. Um,
Wow.
the common tongue was Mexican, it was Spanish, and then tons of Italians, um, people from uh, former Soviet countries,
Right.
um,
And I
some
think I think we've
some
talked about this on the
Parisians.
last.
Yeah,
I
just a
think we talked
lot.
about this on the last
Yeah.
podcast.
So
A
it was,
bigger mixture
yeah,
than
it
the
was it
last
was
time.
very interesting um to do, and the yoga was kind of interesting because I don't think they understood a word I said. So, but they kept coming back. They kept coming back.
Well, there
So,
you go. There you
and
go.
and in some instances, it's probably better that you don't actually hear what I'm saying because I'm saying the wrong thing. So,
That's the nice thing about yoga is normally you can kind of like peek a look and just follow along.
yeah, it's just kind of interesting because if I would like stop and like scratch my head, I'd be looking like, oh, he's scratching his head now. Okay, so
Okay, no, that's too good.
just like,
Ah,
uh, yeah. So it was a lot of fun. Could have gone for a little bit longer. 10 days would have been about right, but 7 days was a
yeah.
blessing. And then um, last minute, I decided to do some scuba diving, so I got certified as a scuba
Yeah.
diver. So which was a lot of work. Uh, they're like, "Oh, you just watch a video and do this stuff. It's good. You'll be fine." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I get the code and get the video. It's like 10,000 videos, and
Oh, really?
like s- four different tests you have to take. Well, four
No
tests that
way.
count, four tests that were pre-tests before the tests.
So you decided to go to school for your vacation
Yeah.
is really what I'm
So
hearing.
for about 2 days, I was studying constantly,
Oh my gosh.
constantly studying. Um,
That's hilarious.
but got to do some diving, and that is really cool. That is really cool.
And now you're certified.
I'm certified. I'm baby certified, so I can go 46 feet with a trained diver, with a trained instructor diver. So
Cool.
that's like your entry level. So I can go.
Yep.
I can rent air and buy scuba gear, and then I can go legally with somebody that's a instructor diver. So
Cool.
um, yeah, and then there's another. You can keep going and keep adding certifications and all that stuff, just like everything else. Um,
Yep.
so we'll see where that goes. But um, I would like to do a little more scuba diving. So the but it was really fun. Got to do that, and we went
Super
and
cool.
did. Um, we got off the resort for a moment. We went and did an evening cruise on a catamaran and did a little snorkeling, like quick, like 20 minutes of snorkeling, and then they toured us around in this catamaran, and they took us down this river that was all mangrove tree all around the river, and pelicans and birds everywhere. And we were right next to the spot where Michael Jackson and Priscilla Presley got married when they got married.
Oh,
So it was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is like the most exclusive place in the Caribbean, I guess, is
Wow.
this little deal. That's like the the rich. At least that's what they say they're from. So
Right.
probably if you're Jamaica, there's a spot there that's the most. But this is like
Right.
the place to be if you're in the rich and famous. You can go there and spend millions of dollars and the beautiful
Whoopee.
views off the bluffs. And yeah. Well, hi there, Henry.
Henry!
Henry is
Oh my
singularly
gosh, I miss the
focused.
dog so much.
So, but yeah, it was way fun. Way fun. Getting there was a trek. Um,
Yeah.
and getting home
A little
was a
less of a
trek.
truck than Mexico though, right?
We did the travel a little differently, so it was a little.
Yeah, because your guys' Mexico was trip was complicated.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was 3 flights to get to Mexico, but it was
Yeah.
quicker.
Oh, was it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Quicker airtime, but
Yeah.
if you include the layover times, I don't think it was quicker.
Yeah. Well, coming
But
back, we
anyways.
had a 6 hour layover in Miami.
Oh,
We had a long
really?
layover in Miami. So, yeah, it was long. It was long. Little made it a little complex because we're trying to get the same flight to Miami and then a flight going so that
That's
um,
hard.
to the two
Yeah.
places. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was long. I was done traveling by the time we got home. So
Oh, yeah, I bet. Oh, yeah.
yeah, so got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, um, Dominican time, and
Right.
got in at midnight Seattle time, and which is 4 o'clock in the morning Dominican time. So yeah, and
Rough one.
then managed to get 2 hours of sleep, and I was awake because it was time to go teach yoga in the Dominican.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I was. Henry tried to knock over a table. It was yeah, I was by the end of the day yesterday I was nauseously tired.
Yeah. I bet. I bet.
I'm done. I am done. So anyway, it was way cool. I cannot wait to go back. I cannot wait to take Jenny back. It would
Yeah.
be so much fun um, to be with with Jenny at that. It was really funny. I don't know. I think I need to go and get like plastic surgery or something because anytime I'm hanging out with my mom or Papa Paul, they keep thinking that we're brother. Well, with Papa Paul, he's my brother, and with Grandma Grace, it was my wife. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh, no.
I'm
Well,
like, no, that's
Grandma
my
Grace
mama.
looks young, I think, for her age.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And and
she's only 20
you
years older than me, so it's not. It's I mean,
yeah, but,
so
like
but yeah,
and that's also not quite I'm sure that's not quite unusual, and I'm sure they'd prefer to make that mistake than the other mistake
yeah.
because it's more flattering for
is,
her, and
is
that's
this
who
your
they need to worry
is this
about.
your boy toy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it was just funny. When it didn't take long. All the East staff
Yeah,
finally
yeah,
they're like, oh, and they went, oh, Mama.
yeah. Oh, I bet she loved that
Yeah,
as I,
yeah.
like, knock over my
I think she
microphone.
had a real good time. She said she did. I think she really did.
Good,
Um, uh,
good.
so I was a little tired and grumpy by the time we separated ways in Miami.
Papa Paul
It was
said
nice.
that says a lot about how well we age,
There you
which is
go.
true. Maybe you have good maybe you'll look really great.
I hope
You
to
know,
look as
you'll
good.
have,
I
like, a point where you won't look past 60,
Yeah,
and you'll
yeah.
look great.
Yeah, the
Yeah, because
problem is I've looked
both
like I
that's
was
true.
60 for the last 10 years. So, yeah.
Well, it's like a double-edged sword. It's like when like Katie, um
Uh-huh.
I hope I don't regret saying this. Like Katie, she looks really young, and I
Uh-huh.
always tell her, I'm like, and she thinks she agrees. So many people have told her this
Yeah.
that like she looks really young, so hopefully she'll always look really young, kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's like a double edged sword. It's really annoying when you're 18, everybody thinks you're 12,
Yeah.
but it's not too bad when you're 40 and everybody thinks you're 30,
There you
kind of
go.
thing. So
Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun. We had a really good time and
good.
did some kayaking and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm I don't think I can make it happen, but I think I'm gonna start going down the road of putting together. I'd like to see how much it would cost to put together a package to go and take people.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that'd
yeah,
be fun.
yeah. I don't know how many people I have to take to make it worthwhile, and
Right.
you know, so I know what that would look like. Would I still teach yoga for the half hour and then do offer yoga to the group?
Maybe
As
yeah.
like a yoga retreat if they wanted to do yoga, but then
Right.
get a a package deal type thing and bring the price down. It is the kind of place that you just want to take everybody to. It's just
That's cool.
it was
Well,
good.
I would go.
What? You would
I
go?
would probably go. I think I'd
You and
go.
Hugo. It would be really fun to meet you and Hugo there. If you were
That
like
would be cool.
in Paris,
Yeah.
or in France, and just meet there. You guys would have a blast because you'd be I'm sure you'd find Parisians there to speak French with and
Oh, yeah.
Americans um and
All the
just there's
things.
just tons to do and the food was not too bad. It was pretty good. There's four
Good.
4 restaurants, 4 specialty restaurants, and the buffet, and um, so it was. They had a hibachi deal with the guy,
Oh,
throws the
that's
stuff
cool.
around and stuff. And, um,
Fancy.
yeah, so it was fun, and it's kind of fun where you can just go. I just want everything on the menu. I'm just going to take all of it.
Just take
So
all of
we're
it.
gonna have So
One of each,
that's basic.
sir.
That's basically what we do. We're like, let's see. We went to the Italian, or went to the fish restaurant. I had fish and steak, and I'm like, yeah, I think. Let's see. We'll do. I don't really like that appetizer. We'll do the rest of the appetizers. Yeah, I want fish. I want mahi mahi, and I want sirloin, and then we'd come to dessert, and
Wow.
there'd be like 3 desserts. We'd be like, yeah, we want dessert, all of it. Yeah,
Just all of it.
just bring us all, bring all of it. But they kind of
That's cool.
expect, so each portion is very small. Like I got one of the
Okay.
places, it was chicken wings was the appetizer. It was one chicken wing on top of a little bed of mashed potatoes.
I know. We saw those pictures, and I don't remember what I said, but I was like, "Wow, that's small portions." Like, oh my gosh. I was like, "Did it?" Oh my goodness.
It's not quite like going to Jake's, but
No, but that's
you can
good
order
because
10 of
you
them.
can have a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you like, okay, I need 5 more of these. That'd be great. They just go, okay, we'll get you 5 more. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, um,
That's
yeah,
cool.
it was fun. It was fun, and the drinks are everywhere, um, and yeah, it
I
was
think
really
what
fun.
Hugo and I would love the most is like all the time coffee.
Yeah, the coffee was not fantastic. You had to
Really?
do
That's sad.
the and the decaf was almost non-existent. So
Oof. Poor Grandma Grace.
yeah, so um, but what was it? Now I figured out how to say decaf coffee in Spanish. Um,
Nice.
yeah. Now I can't remember.
I don't
Um,
remember what decaffeinated coffee is in French. I think it's like really similar.
no, it's not. It's not
In
similar.
French?
Oh, in French. I don't know about. I'm sorry.
In French, that's
Yeah,
why.
I
I
don't
was
know.
like,
And club soda is agua con gas. Agua con
yeah.
gas. Yeah, that took us
I
a
think
while, and I don't know
I
why.
think here I think it's like gassé or something like
I
that
say, yeah.
because it's
I
gassed
don't know why
water.
it took us till like Thursday, where I would be like going to get club soda, and sometimes they'd get it right away, and other times and you just get water and no bubbles. So I'm like, oh, bubbles, psh. Finally, I'm like, why am I making this so hard? I have Siri in my pocket. I'm like, Siri, how do I say club soda? And it's like, I'll go to Kagas. I'm like, makes perfect sense. Water with gas.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So it was fun. So and
That's cool.
yeah. Anyway. So what have you been up to? What have you been up to?
Um, I have been my main goal this week, after the stressful realization that I'm leaving like next week, um, is finishing and doing all of the Christmas presents. So I have been crocheting my fingers off.
Hmm.
Uh, actually, I finished a project this morning that I've been working on for weeks, that I'm really happy with. And I also finished another project and started another project today and am like halfway through another project. So I am like, this is my full-time job right now is crocheting.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, we're doing gingerbread houses. I'm gonna try making gingerbread houses from scratch. I got Becky Birkenpass's recipe, because she used to
Hmm.
throw those parties,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're going over to Hugo's mom's house or Hugo's parents' house, and we're gonna do gingerbread houses because that's not something they've ever done before. So I thought it
Do
could
they
be kind of
understand
cool.
the concept? Have they seen gingerbread houses?
I think so. I know
Okay.
Hugo does. I think Hugo has done one with me before, but Hugo's mom, I don't think ever has.
Okay.
So, and we're just gonna do it the three of us.
But like here,
Um,
gingerbread house, even if you haven't ever really built one, you see them all over the
I don't
place. But it's not a
think
thing there. It sounds like.
I don't think so. Really, gingerbread, the closest thing is like an actual gingerbread loaf that's like bread and
Ah,
it's
not like
the
a
same
cookie.
flavor, but it's like so they don't have the cookies here.
Mm.
Um,
They don't have the little min?
Not really, no. I've seen the occasional reference to it, but very minimal.
Yeah.
So not in France. I think in because I think it's from other
Yeah.
European countries. Other
Yeah,
European
I
countries do
think
it.
it's more of a German
I think
thing.
so.
Something like more like
So
that, I think, maybe.
yeah, I feel like so, or something like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, so we're doing that this weekend, and we're going over to his grandma's house for lunch on
Nice.
Saturday. So that's what we're doing this coming weekend. Last weekend, it was freezing. Oh my goodness, it was I guess 36, like 35, 36 degrees all day. Like that's as
Wow.
warm as it got. Maybe 37, maybe if you were in the
Wow.
sun. But luckily it wasn't like raining or anything, snowing.
Nice.
Um, so because it doesn't really snow here.
Hmm.
Maybe kind of around when it snows for us, they maybe get like a centimeter, and that's a lot of snow.
Okay.
Would be like a centimeter, at least in this area. Down in other parts, of course, like closer to the Alps, um, you'll get snow, of course, but not up
Right.
here. So, anyways, we went to a city that was supposed to have a great Christmas market, but it did not. It did have a really cool castle with this really amazing, beautiful tapestry that I think now is 300 feet long. Originally was 500 feet.
Oh,
Um, yeah, feet long tapestry.
wow.
Um,
Now,
and
where's this at?
it's
I didn't catch what city it was.
so it's Angers, France. So it's
Angers.
spelled like Angers, but it's spelled it's that's and it's you pronounce it Angers.
Angers.
So yeah, so and it was about an hour and a half away.
Because Papa Paul should
So
have his map now, so he can mark that one
oh
down.
yeah, yeah, Angers.
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 Right.
I forgot that there's like an S at the end of it. And I just put Angers, but like without the S. So it was just anger into the calendar because we were going for the day. So I was like, day in anger. And we're like, and with like a little Christmas tree. And Hugo was like, so what? Like,
should
why
I
is
be
tomorrow
should,
like so angry?
should I be
And I was
worried?
like, what do you mean? It's our day in Angers. And he's like, oh, there's an S at the end of that.
It's very
So,
important.
yeah. Um,
Angers is nice, anger scary.
yeah. So, anyways, it was really fun. We went with Lena and Maseo. Spent the
Oh,
whole day.
fun.
We drove down. We went the Christmas market there was super crowded and it was in like the middle of the city, so it's kind of blah and like a lot of people were smoking because of how cold it was outside.
Mm.
And oh no, Papa Paul lost his map
Uh-oh.
already.
Take
Okay, you
notes,
have to
Papa
find it
Paul. Take
soon.
notes.
Yeah, you can do a little post-it note. You can like add it later. That's funny. So, but yeah, we went and I ended up having because I've been really congested recently and last weekend specifically I started coughing a lot more.
Hmm.
Not a ton, but just like pretty consistently. And for some reason that day it was really bad. And then when we got into the city, I think because of just how cold it was and then also all the smoking, I just was like coughing like crazy.
Hmm.
Um and everybody was really cold, so we after a long journey to find a coffee shop, which I think that would take like the whole podcast. I think we were our fourth cafe was finally had space for us. It was so busy, and I think everybody
Oh,
wanted to get out of the cold.
yeah, because
So,
everyone to be get something warm to drink.
yeah, so we like got turned away at two different ones.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't even try at one where there was a line out the door. And finally went to this like little tiny one that we didn't think actually had tables, but it did. And but it was like just coffee. It was like specialty coffee. And defeatedly we had coffee, which for the kind of coffee place it was, I was expecting like an amazing, like Starbucks Reserve, like know
Yeah.
what they're talking about kind of coffee. I was a little disappointed.
Hmm.
I thought their espresso was a little too sour.
Hmm.
And Hugo said that, and like I tried Hugo's cappuccino and I didn't like the milk. It was more of a latte than a cappuccino,
Mm.
in my opinion. So, oh, Papa Paul found it.
Oh, good.
Yay! Okay, so Angers, Angers. That's the town. So, and it's pretty close to Nantes. Um, so anyways, yeah, that was our weekend. We ended up finding two other really cute Christmas markets that were inside of castles
Oh, wow.
on our way to Angers. We found one on the way and we found one on the way back, and it was so cool. Um, and really fun and really cute, very passionate people with like little businesses like you find at a farmer's market,
Yeah.
where like the big Christmas market was very curated, kind of like what you'd see like at the fair.
Yeah.
But because there was just so many people, you couldn't even like stop. And like we were getting separated. We couldn't even like talk to each other. There was just, it was like
Oh.
a river of fish and you just had to keep
Oh.
going. Um, it was
No going
bad.
back. No going back. Oh, I want to go look at. No.
No, it was, yeah, no, it was, and yeah, it was not enjoyable at all. We were all like, we're miserable. We want to leave. So, anyways, it would have been really like a horrible day, except for the fact that we like without planning found all these little adventure things to do, and it was fun to see Lena before leaving and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it was really fun weekend. Um, yeah. So your Christmas present
Yeah.
from mom, that's pretty
Yeah. Yeah. That was. I was a little blown away. I was a little blown away. So
good.
yeah.
So
So
have you okay, well, okay, talk about
tell
tell the
the
people
people.
what it was first.
So while I was gone, it sounds like mostly mom and Trevor got my truck detailed. So, and my truck was a disaster. It was it was embarrassing bad. It stunk. It was stinky. Um, it was covered in dog hair and dog slobber and massive road grime. I never got it cleaned from last winter. I didn't get all the road tar grime stuff off from the winter. Um, it's just bad. It just was so bad. It was too bad to even. I didn't know where to start. It was just awful.
Yeah.
And so I came back, and it's pouring rain here, like buckets and buckets of rain, um, and no wind in sight. So I get back, and it's parked funny in the driveway. But Trevor had borrowed the truck, so I didn't think too much of it. I was like, oh, weird that my truck's parked all crooked. And and we get back, it's after midnight. I've been traveling all day, and so I'm like, and, get up the next morning, and I didn't schedule stuff to work, so I was just kind of hanging out and unpacking, and I noticed my truck. I have a little scratch on the side where I backed into my trailer and put a little scratch in the side. And I noticed, I'm like, scratch looks different. I was thinking, was my scratch on the other side? And Trevor put a scratch in my truck. And I'm like, oh, look. I'm like, no, it's on the passenger side. Yeah, that's where the little scratch was. But it looks a little odd. And I'm like, weird. Anyway, so did that. And then mom finally went to work, and I went to go work out. And so I go outside with the dogs and start the truck. And I open up the door to the truck, and the floor is clean. Like, usually it's like dirt, like piles of dirt on the
Like thick.
floor because there's no carpet or anything. So it just kind of just sits there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, Trevor vacuumed out my truck when he borrowed my truck to move while I was gone. And then I look, and I'm like, all right. And then, like, almost instantly, I'm like, this does not smell like my truck. And I'm looking, I'm like, there's no way Trevor cleaned the
Did
truck
this.
this good. And I hadn't really looked at the outside. And I'm like, looking, and the door's open, and I'm like, no, the inside of the door, like where it closes, but it's still like outside, outside of it gets wet in the door, outside of the wet
Mhm.
seal, that gets all grimy and dirty. It never gets clean, because you wash the outside. You don't open the doors
Yeah.
and wash the inside of the doorway. That's all like bright white, clean, and the seats are no stains or almost no stains, and it's I'm just like looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not my truck. This is so clean. The wheels are clean. Um, it's just like, yeah, I don't. Um, yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna have lunch now because I can't have lunch in my truck. So
You need like a doormat to like wipe your feet off before you get
that's just
in.
about. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like have to like go to a gas station and like sit under the cover of the gas station and eat my lunch outside my truck.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, that's so
the
funny.
dogs are not going anywhere with me for a while unless they ride in the
Yeah.
back of the truck. And
Yeah.
yeah, it is super super nice. I guess so. He uh, clay barred the outside, which I don't really know what that means, but he did a super clean on the outside with this clay bar. Um, and normally when he does a vehicle, he uses one of those. He used three on my truck. So
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
so it
So
looks
I was
it looks
told
really
that they were there all day,
yeah.
and
Two guys.
that two guys were there all day, and that the dogs were not happy about this present because there were strangers attacking their daddy's truck
Yeah.
all day. There was also a point two different times, mom and Trevor thinking separately about how the fact that you check the security cameras that we have all around the house, like a ton, and that you had specifically told like me or on the podcast that you had been checking them or something like that while you were
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And so Trevor, which I'm sure you know all of this, but Trevor went up and like banged it one of them up so it would be like facing the ceiling or facing the ground or something. But he was so worried that you'd know it was him because he like stared into it, but like boom, like as if he was like robbing the place. And mom separately earlier that day was bringing stuff like clearing out your car, and was like all like saw the camera and freaked out and was like worried that you'd see it. And so she like saw it, looked in it, and then she turned it off. And so she's like, he's gonna know. And I was like, told them both, I was like, okay, if he says anything, say that your present's being delivered that day and he didn't want you to see it. Because there has been multiple times where we have like done so much to hide a present, and then it shows up with like not the packaging, or like with like a tiny little label on the side, or like with the Solo Stove, the entire packaging that's like Solo Stove and is like bright and like it's like a picture of the Solo Stove, like, and you, oh here guys, a package got delivered, and you like hand your gift to us. Like it's so annoying. Every year this happens. And so I was like, just tell him it's that. He'll understand. He knows how frustrated we are with that. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. And how mom was like for weeks trying to smuggle cash so she could pay the guy apparently. And because mom struggles every year, and I've never understood. I was like, mom, it's not that hard, like just take money out of the account, I'm sure it's fine, like $20 here, $20 there, like I'm sure it's fine, like it shouldn't be this hard. And mom's like, my whole life I've heard about how moms had to smuggle money to like pay for gifts. And I'm like, I don't understand until I got married. Now I fully understand. I bought Hugo his present. I might have
Yeah.
mentioned this on the podcast. Did I?
Uh,
Okay, I bought Hugo his present,
yeah.
and literally the next day he was like, I think I know what my present is. And I literally only spent like $40. And he's like, I think it's a book because I noticed that you went to the Christian bookstore and you spent this amount of money. And because he was worried that it was $40 worth of fraud. So he looked up the place and like, I was like, dude, are you kidding me? I spent $40. You cannot stock my purchases around your birthday. This is illegal.
Oh,
So, which
jeez.
I should have known. I have a credit card that, like, and I also have a bank card that he doesn't see yet, because it's not in his name at all. So he's not in charge of those ones. So now I know. And with his
Yeah.
Christmas presents, I did use that.
Well,
But
it
I
used.
did really slyly. I had him tell me when I was like, when he was like, I think I know what it is. I was like, okay, tell me. But I turned against the wall so he couldn't see my face. And I was like, no, it's not that. Actually, that's for your Christmas present. And then turned around and I was like,
And then went back to the store, returned it.
No, he got it. He got it. He was surprised because
Okay.
he totally believed me that I said it was for his Christmas present. Because I don't normally lie to him about that kind of
Well,
thing.
mom used to go to the grocery store, and she would just pull out just add another $20 or whatever onto the deal and get some cash out. Well, she never goes to the grocery store anymore. So,
Well, and also apparently it's like a whole separate charge. That's what she says, is that it's a
mm,
whole separate charge that you'll see on the account that says you got out this amount of money.
yeah.
So
So,
it doesn't work as like it doesn't go in the same like with money, like with the
oh,
grocery bill. It's like a separate thing now, is what she
right.
said. So it's harder. So, anyways, I heard this like whole thing. And then I get a text and I'm sitting and watching a Christmas movie with Hugo, and I get a text, my truck has been stolen. And I automatically am like, oh my gosh. I'm like, Dad's truck. Oh, never mind. Because I totally forgot. And I was like, because that's how he announced to the family. But I thought it was really cute. Mom left a little her ornament that she makes everybody for Christmas and normally puts them on the outside of her gifts and gifts to her coworkers and stuff. She put inside of Dad's truck
Yeah.
um, as a little like tag. So it's a pretty good present from Mom. That's pretty genius right there.
It's pretty and a big present too. I don't know how much it was, but it had to be a lot. It had to be a lot. They spent a lot of time on it, but it does not look like my truck.
Phenomenal.
It
Good.
does not look like my truck. It's yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that kind of blew me away. Kind of blew me away when I went to leave yesterday. I was like, oh my goodness. So, but
Good. Well, that's cool. I know you've been wanting to get it done. Mom was worried at first that she's like, I don't like messing with his stuff. And like his truck is like off limits. Like it's not normally something I like mess with at all. And she was like, I'm worried that he's going to be like upset. And I was like, Mom, you're
yeah,
crazy. He's going to love it. And also he's been wishing and talking about getting it detailed.
yeah.
Because we did
Well, and
it
it was perfect
for
because
Papa.
I'd taken a lot of the stuff out of it because Trevor was going to borrow
Yeah.
it. So I had all my tools was out of it. My my gear bag, my patrol bag
Well, and you were
was
gone
out.
for so long. If
Yeah,
it was a normal work day,
yeah,
it could have been of like a big surprise like that.
yeah. And I
So it
wasn't,
was perfect
I
opportunity.
wasn't being, I wasn't expecting to be able to jump in the truck and go to work first thing in
No,
the morning, and that could have been, you know, that could have been a little rough if I was like, oh, I thought everything was here, and now there's nothing in here. I got to spend an hour putting my truck together in the rain.
I can't believe
But
Mom didn't tell you and tell like I cannot believe that.
she
That's
didn't
so
tell me at
funny.
all, and I wouldn't go. I
That's
didn't go
great.
out to the
It's
truck before
perfect.
she left. She tried to stay around before I would leave, but I was going so slowly. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it was funny because I almost texted Trevor, thanks for cleaning out my truck, and then I was like, wait a minute, there's no way, because I saw the ornament and I thought it was something. It looked like also kind of like something
Great.
that Sabrina might do. Hey,
Oh
thanks,
yeah.
little thing. But I'm like, they didn't have time for that. There's no time for that,
Oh
you
no,
know.
no.
And and I had told Trevor, I said, don't even worry about filling up the truck with gas. Just leave me a quarter tank. Just leave me a quarter tank of gas, and it's good. And he's like, no, I fill it up. If I borrow your truck, I'll fill it up. I'm like, I know, but you're moving and you spent a lot of money. Don't worry. But
Yeah.
and the truck was full of gas and everything. And no, it
Yeah.
was yeah. I I felt very loved. I felt very loved. It was uh, yeah. It was definitely funny. So and it was so nice. Drove around a little bit in my truck yesterday, and it's all clean. All clean. The only thing I put back in there is my patrol bag. So
There you
the
go.
so because I have a patrol bag that lives on the passenger seat with all the pertinent gear,
Stuff.
pens, and notepads, and some few tools. So to try to keep
Yeah.
everything from sloshing all over the truck. So, but yeah, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't be eating nuts and. Okay, it's almost embarrassing
Nope.
having that guy cleaning that thing out because I know there's like nuts and all kinds of stuff between the seats because I just like eat my
You
truck.
got to know he's seen worse.
I don't. I don't know if he's seen worse.
This might be like one of them, but
There may have been a whole dog in that car. There's so much dog hair back there.
oh, I
You could
am
take the dog hair
sure.
with handfuls. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. So
Oh yeah.
no, it was gross. It was gross. So, but it's all clean now. It's all
Yeah.
clean now. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure Papa Paul will inspect it when he comes by for Christmas. See if I can manage to keep it keep it somewhat clean, somewhat clean by the time he gets back. So, but anyway, yeah, yeah. And so you're coming. We have one more podcast with you in Paris before the end of the year.
France. But yeah.
No, France. I keep saying Paris. I don't know why I keep saying
Yeah.
Paris today.
It's okay.
So,
Yeah. It's getting stressful.
bad.
It's like this impending, this is what I'm like most looking forward to with the end of our long distance, is like having an impending doom date where you just know something horrible is going to happen that's ultimately going to be heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I know this is like a drastic, really dramatic way of saying it, but you know how people were like, if you wanted to know the date that you would die, like, would you want to know the date? This is how I know I wouldn't want to know the date, because having it like overlooming, like this horrible thing is going to happen. And it's really great. And I'm very blessed to like come home to an amazing family. I have a super busy week that's going to be full of so many Christmas things. Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling really like it's going to be really great, and I'm very excited to come home. I am extremely excited to see the dogs and meet Dofer. I'm sorry, but it's decided I definitely miss the dogs more than you guys. I'm really excited. I cannot handle it any
Well,
longer. I'm
you
so
talk to us
excited.
a fair amount. You do not get to
I
talk to
do
the
not
dogs
get to
as much.
talk and play with the dogs. And I'm excited to see everybody. Excited to see Jackson, excited to see everybody at Christmas. It's gonna be a great few weeks and a few like months while I'm there. So, but we've had like a recent visa problem, which I think I've kind of talked about, and we'll talk about more as we kind of see how it's going. And it's pretty for sure now that I won't be returning when I'm supposed to be, unless kind of a miracle happens. So that's really difficult. And also just knowing that like for Hugo, I think it's going to be really difficult. It's going to be a much bigger change for him. I'm getting to have this positive change of going
Yeah.
and seeing my family and being around, all this family and love and support, where he's going to be coming home to like an empty apartment every night kind of
Yeah.
thing. So, and he's going to have family stuff, but his parents are working Christmas and, don't do things as big as my family and stuff like that. So, of course he'll totally be okay, but
Yeah.
it's a hard thing, and it's especially a hard thing when like we thought after marriage we wouldn't have to deal with this anymore. So hopefully it's the like kind of the last time that we have a break like this. We know that
Right.
in the future we'll have times where one person will be in some place, I mean, just like how you went a week without seeing mom,
Right.
you know vacation wise, and there'll definitely be times like that.
Yeah.
But this kind of, I'm going away. We kind of don't know when I'm coming back. We kind of do. I know
Right.
I am coming back, which is the nice thing. And then there's the whole other thing of like having a home in two different countries,
Yeah.
and like, especially having my husband live in one and my family live in another.
Hmm.
It's just like heartbreaking all the time. So, um, yeah, it's hard. But I mean, I'm trying to stay positive, trying to look forward to it and be excited.
Yeah.
But it's especially hard when I know that I'm gonna have like a day of like 24-hour travel, I think. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh great, let me get really excited to be absolutely exhausted and in pain.
Yeah.
Like, stuck on a bus with how horribly, I'm pretty sure an eardrum is going to pop,
Mm.
with how bad I've been congested. The last two times I was on flights, I had horrible coughing fits afterwards because of all of the, sorry, gross, but drainage like coming down.
Yeah.
Um, so I just know I'm like, it's gonna be torture and I'm gonna be sad. Like,
Yeah. Oh.
so we're going and traveling with somebody. Now that I know that you could do like 24 hours with somebody and like travel like that, because I've done this whole trip back and forth a few different times now.
Right.
And now that I've done it with Hugo, I'm like, being able to know the person who's sitting next to you and like be able to like, put up the hand thing and like go like this or put your feet up on them or get in
Yeah.
their space a little bit, like share movie screens, like that kind of thing, like share snacks, like
Yeah.
it's just so much more comforting.
Well, and you two are
Um,
both so small. Once you put up the seat, it's like having a couch.
so nice. I was like, this is the most comfortable flight that I've ever been on. And I've been on a flight where I had the whole row together. I was
Yeah.
like, this is great. And also I think two recently, like a lot of our flights have just been two seats, not having like the big one. So we had like the
Mhm.
row to ourselves.
Oh, wow.
So which is just really nice. So now that I've seen that, I'm like, it's like going to first class to like going back to coach. I'm like, oh.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
but I'll be fine. I'll survive and I'll be home and I'll get to see Dofer and Henry and
Yeah.
only spend time with them. And that's all I'm going to do until
That's it.
Christmas. Not really.
No, you'll
No, no, no. I
you'll
have
be packed full,
also,
but it'll be tough. It'll be tough.
yeah, I'm going to try to do a crochet project from the time that I get home to the Christmas party on Sunday because I have a Christmas project that half of it is finished, but
Mm.
at the house. And so I'm going to try to do the impossible. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, geez.
So, anyways, that's me.
That should be good.
So, it's going to come up quick.
Yeah, I can't wait. I won't be
I know I'm excited.
conflicted. I won't be conflicted.
No,
You help me.
it's not that difficult for you
No, I
guys.
wish I wish Hugo was coming. The offer still stands
Yeah,
if he can get away. The offer still stands. We'll make it work.
nope.
Yeah. I totally
No,
understand.
it with the wedding coming up in September. It's
Yeah.
just way more important,
To do
and in
both
the
would
long
be
term, to
really
do
rough.
both would be a little much. Especially
Yeah.
he's at a new job, and I think it's pretty valuable that he'll be able to work so much over the Christmas
Right.
vacation. So,
Okay.
uh, but yeah, no, it's good. It'll be good, and hopefully it won't be that long.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, if not February, March,
Yeah.
I can come back early
And
March,
when's this Taylor
but
Swift concert?
May 12th, 13th, something like that.
Okay.
So that's the tricky thing is I can't, I may, if, what I've talked about right now is if I don't get that final paper until like end of January for some reason, and the
Right.
process doesn't even start till end of January, I'm thinking I may figure out a way to go back and then come back again. But it's expensive, and then it would really put things off. I definitely wouldn't be working.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to work in the US at all either because I'm in France. So,
Right.
so I don't know. We're just kind of taking things little by little, um, as we have been for 3 years.
Yeah.
So maybe eventually we'll have like some kind of constant, but currently it doesn't feel
Don't
like it.
don't count on it. Don't
Nope.
count on it. It's the way not the way life generally is.
No.
You're as soon as you have a plan, something changes.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
keep keep making plans and letting them change. That's all you get to do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's it will be nice to have you around for a little bit.
Yeah.
The we could use somebody else to help us with the dogs at bare minimum.
And we're going to have a third dog, which mom doesn't remember saying yes to.
I'm not sure she really did say yes to.
She didn't
I think
say
you asked both of us,
no.
and she said no, and I said
No, she
no. But
said she asked a few questions, but then never gave an answer. And then
she told me,
I asked you and was like, "So, what do you think?" And then you're like, "Yeah, I think that'll work." And then I told the person that, "Yeah, that'll work. I can take care of this dog and take it to my house with my two other very large dogs." And she's like, "Wow, he'll love this." And I totally agreed to the job. And then I talked to mom and she said, "Hold up, what?" So yeah, by the way, Nana Patty, Papa Paul, if we haven't talked to you about it already, because I feel like
no,
we've
we have
mentioned it
not.
on the pod. Have we not? Okay.
No,
There's a chance that there will be another supposedly very relaxed lab that will be staying with us that I will be dog sitting over Christmas.
yeah,
And we agreed. And at the time, Dad and I had a backup plan of staying in the trailer or in the apartment, which is now both kaput. So anyways, it will be totally fine. He's supposed to be really great with other dogs, really great with cars, and the main thing is like the owner said that he just needs to be around people. And that if he's like, if we did the normal house sitting where I checked in on him a few times a week, that it just wouldn't, or a few times a day, not a few times a week,
Yeah.
a few times a day, that he would just be really depressed. So, and it
Well,
doesn't
we
work
may,
for him. So,
and you may take him back to the house for Christmas Day, depending on how it's going.
yeah,
We talked about that.
I need to ask her about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least
So,
maybe for part of it or something. So
yeah. Yeah. So, and we might divide, like, if, we might divide where it's
maybe we
like
take
the
them all over
basement
there.
is his
Maybe we take all three
space.
of them over there for Christmas Day.
I don't want to do that. I don't think so. No, thank
Can we get
you.
renter's insurance for their house for the day? The dog
No.
just tear it up. Bless you. Good job. Good job on the mute.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
The problem is there's a good chance like 5 more will come, so we should probably end the podcast. My eyes are watering.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up. I got to keep going. So do all the YouTubey things, like and subscribe and do all that things. Looks like somebody, look, Papa Paul liked the video already. So, but
Thank you.
do the like and subscribe thing, and we'll get this out. There's another live one on there. Uh, if you go to the live tab, there's that one. I will probably tonight be moving that over and editing it down a little bit and putting it over in the regular stream. And we'll get this one out hopefully by Thursday and update all the podcasts and stuff. So thank you very much for joining us. And with that, I will find the outro music and we'll end this thing. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.